Myers, yo, respect, dog. I mean, white queso. I mean, we're never going to agree about the Mexican food in Charlotte versus the Mexican food in San Diego. We'll have to just agree to disagree for the remainder of our time together. But Will Myers, from the 2 home runs the night before with the grand slam, and then last night with a triple and a double going 2 for 4. I don't know. We tried to figure it out yesterday. Is it because there's no crowds? Is it because he doesn't feel any pressure? Is it because he's in the same position every single night? Is it consistent at bats? I don't know what the answer is, but Will Myers is finally the player he was expected to be, which is why they gave him the money that most of us thought was a giant waste of time and money, and now has paid off. So Will Myers, respect, brother.
What took so long? I'm so happy you guys are finally on board with the truth, baby. It only took him to play out of his mind, but nevertheless, however you get to the train, I just want you on the train. Welcome. You ain't got to pay. The doors are always open. Come on in, man. Come on in. Come on the willpower train.
Here's because Scott brought up white queso and how different their food is and how we got off on the wrong foot. You know who's not getting off on the wrong foot? Mike Clevenger and Trevor Rosenthal, because they're embracing what is San Diego. Have you guys followed Trevor Rosenthal on Twitter? Because you should.
So set this story up for everybody, Alex, because when I saw this, I actually laughed my ass off because I thought to myself, I can't believe how long this thing has lasted. What year was it that we were at spring training?
Oh man, I just tweeted it not that long ago.
Do you have the picture somewhere?
I'm going to find it.
Oh my God. This is the funniest freaking picture. For those of you that are listening, you won't see it.
When you're staring at Will Myers?
Yeah, but we'll tweet it to you. For those of you that are watching, let me just say that. Let me set this story up. So this is probably 2014 or 15, somewhere in that neighborhood. Will Myers is a young guy with the Padres, I think in his second year with the Padres. So maybe it was 16-ish. We'll get it. So Billy Ray and I go to spring training over in Peoria, Arizona, as we did every year. And we go over there, and the PR staff from the Padres brings Will Myers over to us. And we're sitting on a picnic bench at the Peoria Sports Complex. And we're having a nice conversation about things that are somewhat baseball related, but not necessarily baseball related. And I'll tell you when it was. You know when it was, Alex? It was March
11th, 2015.
Okay. So Andy Green had become the manager of the Padres. And leave this picture on the screen for a moment. And Andy Green had gone to visit different players. Remember this story?
Yep.
So Andy Green went to Charlotte, North Carolina, and Will Myers took Andy Green to a Mexican restaurant. And I said, really, do they have good Mexican food in Charlotte? And he goes, oh yeah, man, the best. I'm like, wait a second. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Charlotte, North Carolina got the best Mexican food. And Will Myers, if you put that picture back up on the screen, Will Myers, he's not backing down. He's like, no, really? Like Charlotte, North Carolina has the best Mexican food. And I'm like, wait, I remember it vividly. I'm like, wait, is there a large Mexican population in Charlotte, North Carolina? And Will Myers like, gee, shucks, I don't think so. I mean, maybe just the kitchen workers. I mean,
no, dude. He straight up said, no.
Yeah.
Like condescending, like, no. Doesn't matter.
No, there's no Mexican. We have white people making Mexican food. No. So he's
so stupid.
He's telling me about this white queso at some chain restaurant. I don't even remember what the name of it was. Garcia's or Chi-Chi's or one of these Taco Bell, for crying out loud. He had like some national brand of Mexican restaurant, and it's the best white queso you've ever had in your life. I go, have you tried San Diego? He's like, yeah, it's not that good. Just not impressed. Not impressed with all the Mexicans in San Diego making all this Mexican food, authentic Mexican food. Not impressed. So I get pissed. I don't know why. I got territorial. And if you go back to the picture, I stand up. I literally am standing up, and I'm leaning over the picnic table, and my arms are on the picnic table, and Myers is sitting across from me with that goofy look of his, with his hat on backwards, and he's got this look like, what is your problem? Like, why?
Even look at Billy Ray's face. Billy Ray was like, what are you talking about?
Oh, dude, Billy Ray's face in this picture, if you blow it up a little bit and you put it on the full screen, I just look at Billy Ray's face. Billy Ray is looking at Will Myers like, wait a second. What are you? The white queso and the Mexican food in Charlotte, North Carolina is that much better than it is in San Diego? So you said that was what year, Alex?
2015.
Okay. In 2015, Will Myers made this declaration that the Mexican food in Charlotte is better than the Mexican food in San Diego. It's 5 years later. This guy, Trevor Rosenthal, comes into town, and pick up the story from there, Alex.
So if you follow Trevor Rosenthal, he's been tweeting a lot about, life in San Diego and how it's beautiful here and all this. And on September 8th, he tweeted, "Are California burritos Tex-Mex?" And that's it. And I was like, okay, something's happening here with Mexican food, and he's gonna go with this, right? Yesterday, at about, I don't know what time it was, he says, "Lolita's order." We all know Lolita's around here. 2 carne asada tacos, 1 chicken quesadilla, used all the hot sauce. Solid order? Oh no. Exceeding my expectations, will return. Also love that it comes with just guac and no sour cream or cheese. And then yesterday after the win, he goes, "Lolita's 1-0, lock it in."
Mm-hmm. There was something, though, there was a reply from somebody to Rosenthal about the question about a California burrito being Tex-Mex. And then it started to come up about ask Will Myers about the Mexican food. And then Rosenthal said something like, "I've already been warned. Don't ask Will Myers about the Mexican food."
Shut up. I missed that.
Oh, that was the whole point of the story. That's what I thought you were going for. So
I'm going there.
So my point was this. It's 5 years after Will Myers became white queso. And 5 years later, somebody still inside that clubhouse, could have been Will Myers. I mean, could have said to Will, "Hey, Will, you've been here a bunch of years. Who's got the best Mexican food?" And Will Myers might have said, "Don't ask me, dude, because every time I say something about Mexican food,
here it is.
I wind up getting in trouble."
I'm 95% sure Will told you to tweet this just to mess with us.
Yeah. And
he says, "He didn't tell me, but I had a good conversation with him. I told him you guys were telling me not to ask him about Mexican food."
Yeah. So